Okay, let's take a minute and talk about Red Rising. So, Red Rising is about, it's set in the future where people can no longer live on Earth, so they're sent to the different planets, and there's different hierarchies of people where reds are at the bottom, and then it goes up, and gold's at the top, and the gold pretty much rule everything, and everybody else works for this goal, and they think that they're going to reach it, but then they realize that they never will be able to reach it. So this one kid is chosen to go in against the golds. He's a red, and infiltrate the system, and then learn how to take it down from inside. Not my kind of book. I thought I'd give it a try. I did give it 3 stars. There was parts of it that I liked. Other parts, not so much. It reminded me, not so much. A lot of people say it reminds them of Hunger Games. It didn't really remind me of Hunger Games so much, but it just wasn't for me, and that's okay. So I did finish it, though. I don't think that I'm going to be continuing on with the series. It's not something that I enjoyed all that much, but I'm glad that I did have the opportunity to read it, because I've heard lots of things about it all around BookTube. So yeah, Red Rising. Hey, welcome to my kitchen. What are we talking about today? Okay, so we're going to talk about Bluebird. Bluebird was a recommendation I got from Eric's Break Even Books, his video, and the reason that I made up this book was amazing. The synopsis on the back said, lesbian gunslinging, what did it say? I don't know, but it's set in space, and it is about the main character, Rig. She used to be part of a fraction that she ended up running away from, and in that process she left her sister and her twin sister, and she goes on and she is helping save refugees from different planets to help them escape and be free. And because she separated, well, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at explaining books. I wish I could just put the synopsis on the thing and be like, yeah, it was a great book. No, you should read it. The main character, Rig, used to work for a fraction she was helping create technology that they were going to use against her race to pretty much create genocide. So she deserted her fraction and went off and started to help refugees from different planets escape to get to freedom. And her fraction is after her because that technology was already sold before she had left the fraction. So while she's running from them, one day she runs into Ginka, who is what is Ginka? I don't know. We'll just call her another. I don't remember exactly what she is, but she comes in and she helps save her, and then they start running away from the fraction together. But Ginka is I don't know if she's a spy, but she is searching for something, and she has her own mission that she is trying to complete. And so Rig says, well, why don't you come along with me? We'll do some research, figure out what you're going to need to do and whatnot. So they end up traveling together, and these spies start to chase after them and take them hostage. And I never listened to an audiobook below like 1.40. I was on 1 with this book the whole time. It was amazing. The voices of the characters were amazing. The woman, I know she did all the voices, but her voice for Rig was just, the sarcasm came through. It was funny. I love this book, enjoy this book. I really recommend it. So if you are looking for a new book to read, check out Bluebird. Bluebird was amazing. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I like this color as well. We have a walk-in closet.
Walk-in closet, plenty of space.
I mean, it's not really that big.
He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
I'm talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh?
Hey everyone, it's Michelle and welcome to Reading on My Breaks. I don't know what happened to the rest of my vlog footage. I thought I had it all in a folder, but I do not. So we are coming here and I'm going to talk about the rest of the books that I read in January. Excuse me. So I have my tea and we're sitting back and let's talk about it. So the first book that we're going to talk about is The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. I read this book for Round the Disc in 800 Days, and it's put on by Leanne at Literary Diversions. I will link her down below. This book is about a wizard named Rincewind, and he becomes the guide for a tourist called Twoflower. And Twoflower has luggage. It's called, he wanted traveling luggage, and so his luggage has legs and teeth and kind of a mind of its own, but it's really just their journey through the Discworld. If you're not familiar with the Discworld, I am just learning about it myself, but Discworld is a world that is on top of 4 turtles that are being carried by 2 elephants, something like that. But there's wizards, there's trolls, there's dragons, and there's craziness, and all kinds of craziness, and it's witty and it's funny, and this was the first book in that series. I also read the second book in the Discworld series, which is The Light Fantastic, and this is also following Rincewind and Twoflower, excuse me. Rincewind ends up messing around and falling off the edge of the Discworld, and there is a book of magic that saves him and puts him back in the world, but then also places a spell into his mind. And then in the meantime, Discworld, they found out, is going to end unless there's 8 spells that must be cast, and one of them is stuck in Rinceworld. Why do I have a hard time with this name? I'm gonna say it wrong again. Rincewind's brain. So we're going on another journey with them and trying to get the spell out of Rincewind's head and save Discworld. It's goofy, it's funny, it's fun. Yeah, if you guys would like to join, please do. I will link everything below, as well as a link to the, what do you call it? The Google Docs, if I can, that have the different months that everything's happening. I'll also put it up here. So you can see. I'll pause for a minute so I can kind of go through January, February, March, and then here's April, May, June, and so forth. There's more information on Leanne's page, so please do go check that out. I also read Fragile Things by Neil Gaiman. That was part of the vlog. I just didn't have the video of me talking about it. I don't know, it was fine. The more, I feel like I love Neil Gaiman, but then I go to read Neil Gaiman and I'm kind of like, okay. I loved the, what is it called? The Lane at the End of the Ocean, or The Ocean at the End of the Lane. Great book, really weird in the middle, but definitely gave it 4 stars. I liked it. What else did I read of his? The Never, what's it called? Nevernight? Not Nevernight. Oh, hold on, let me look it up. Neverwhere. I really enjoyed that book. But everything else I've kind of picked up, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. So it was a short story though, and yeah, don't have much more to say about it. But I will be reading other ones from that. I'm not giving up yet, but also I'll be reading other stories from that collection, and possibly, I don't know, maybe picking something else up that's more of a novel. If you guys have any recommendations, please leave them below. I would love to try one that you guys love. So I did shift over a bit because the sun is coming in the window. But yes, let's keep going. The next book I read is A Guard Burning Gold. And this is a fantasy book, and in it, Rhea has the ability to control the seasons. She has a twin brother that also has powers, as well as her other siblings, and they use these to help their father rule the kingdom. For Rhea's power, what she does every season is one of the high-up families in the court will provide or sacrifice one of their sons. So Rhea will marry them and then kill them, and the seasons will be good that year. When we come into the book, Rhea is starting to believe that this may not be the possible way that she wants to live her life and the things that she wants to do. And so she starts having she starts rethinking, you know, what her father's having her do and if this is the right thing for her. And meanwhile, in the kingdom itself, there is an uprise coming, and it's kind of the struggle of, should I do this? Should I do that? Between them and their father and whatnot. I liked it. It was really good. I give it a 4 stars. I will be reading the sequel, the second book, so that is saying something. I wish I had more to say. It was just so many books ago that I kind of had to look this part of it up. But I do recommend it, and if you do read it, I hope you enjoy it. The next book is House on the Cerulean Sea, and I loved this book. I loved the kids. I loved their different personalities. I love the different creatures that they were. I love the dynamic between, again, I'm not good with names, but the, what do you call it? Not CPS, but the social worker that comes in to view how this orphanage is being run and whatnot. I loved his dryness, and then the kids, and then the owner. It was wonderful. Very enjoyable book, and I am glad I finally picked it up. I should have read it earlier, but anyway, I have read it now. Great book, 5 stars, definitely. Punch Escrow is a book set in the future where teleportation is possible, and in the book it is revealed that teleportation doesn't work the way that they've been saying that teleportation works. and instead of actually taking somebody and putting that same person somewhere else, they're realizing that a copy is made. And so when this the main character goes to meet his wife in a different country, the teleporting station that he was at gets blown up while he's being sent over there. So now there's 2 copies of him, and the company is trying to run after and kill 1 copy of him, because there can't be 2, because otherwise everybody would know that everybody who's teleported is just a copy of their former self running around, and they don't want this information to get out. And I probably just gave away more of the book than I was supposed to. Dang it. Is it in the synopsis? Let's see. It's in the synopsis. So, we're good. Yeah, so now he's on a mission to find his wife, who's been kidnapped by the boss, because she has all of the information on the... It's not software, it's... We'll call it software for these reasons, but all the software for the engineering of the transporters. So for this book, it was okay. I wanted it to be funnier than it was. It was funny in parts, but other parts kind of dragged on a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was enjoyable. I drew a library clue card, and on it was read a horror book. So for this, I chose Come Closer. Come Closer is a book about a woman who, when she was younger, she had an imaginary friend, and now as a married woman living with her husband, she starts to see kind of glimpses of her imaginary friend again, and have dreams about her imaginary friend, and during this time she starts hearing weird noises in her house, like knocking, or like, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they think it's mice. They get an exterminator in, but she starts to notice that the noises only happen when her husband isn't there and when it's only her. And slowly this imaginary friend starts to like seep into her brain, and she starts to have blackouts and things happen. And she starts looking up information about, you know, possession, and figures out that she has a demon in her. And but it kind of gives the thing, is it too late for her to try to get the demon out because she has accepted her? This book reminded me a lot of Yellow Wallpaper. It's an older book about a woman who husband puts her upstairs because she is what do they say in the old days? Not fainting, but they use it for women all the time during that time of the month. Mad, I guess we'll use that. She's mad and she needs to sit and rest and get better. And she starts seeing weird things in the wallpaper. This was very similar to that. I wanted it to be more scary. It was more of trying to be like a psychological thriller, where it's just like slowly seeping in. In my vlog, you can also see that I read The Jasmine Throne, and this book is a fantasy book. It has... I liked the characters, I liked the world building, and it was enjoyable. It was a little long for me, a little slow in some parts, I gave it a 3. I won't be continuing the series. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's a series, the Burning Kingdom series. It just wasn't for me. Maybe if I was in a different mood, I would pick it up again. But it was beautiful. It was just, I'm not good with books that are slow in parts. They kind of just bore me, and I start flipping pages and not really paying attention. So, yeah. The next book I read is Jade Fire Gold. I gave this book 3 stars. I liked the storyline. The characters came off a little flat. I just wanted more background information on them. The magic system left me kind of like, what's going on? But all in all, I mean, it was a good listen. I listened to it at work, and I enjoyed it. I just wish that there was more substance to it. It needed something more. It needed, yeah, it just needed more building, I think. And the last book on this list is The Storyteller, and this is a memoir written by David Grohl, I think that's how you say his last name, lead singer of Foo Fighters, and it is his story of from when he was a child and got interested in music, and growing up, when he was in Nirvana, when he was the in-between times, and then with Foo Fighters, with his family, different stories on that, how, you know, him saying yes and pushing different projects to put him in different situations where things, you know, just happened. And I liked it. I liked that kind of the background story of everything. I love music. I love the Foo Fighters. And I really liked the kind of behind the scenes little story that was telling where, you know, say yes more, take more risks, do more things that scare you, because they could end up working out. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Definitely would recommend Storyteller. And that's it. It seems like a lot of books. I felt like I talked for a long time. Again, I will get better at the synopsis of the books. I'm just, yeah. Alright, and that's it. That was a total of 11 books for January. It was a good reading month. And I know this is a little late, but better late than never. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.